Hey everybody, so I'm going to talk to you guys today about things to know when you're traveling abroad. If you're in the States, I mean traveling out of the country to Europe, wherever. And traveling anywhere, even if it's between state lines, you really should know about the area that you're going to. But specifically out of the country, some things to keep in mind that I think some, Americans, I don't know, maybe they don't know or they're just choosing not to care. I have a lot of friends that I met from when I was at school and who were from different parts of the world. And so I definitely got a lot of knowledge about travelers, back when they were in their home country. And they said a lot of like negative things about Americans, and sometimes I would get a little offended, it's like, well, I'm sorry, we're just not knowledgeable. But that I see why that's upsetting because we get upset as Americans when people come to our country and disrespect us in some way or disrespect our culture and our customs. So, I guess we do need to be more knowledgeable and more responsible when we go into other countries about how to treat other people and what their customs are. So, traveling abroad, things you need to know and you need to think about. Number one, some things that they don't always tell you, you need to know the area and you should know it reasonably well, especially if you're going to be there for longer than like a weekend. A week would be like the perfect time. You need to know the area that you're staying at. You need to know the major hotels, the major restaurants, directions. You need to know at least a couple words or phrases in their language. You can't expect everyone to know English. I don't know why we think this. You can't expect everyone to speak English to you. You can't expect everyone to understand English. You have to know at least a few words in another language that you can piece together. And you should also be able to understand a few words as well. If you're going to an area that's very touristy, if you're staying at a major hotel and you plan to stay on the resort, I guess these things might not be as big of a deal because you're relatively getting an American experience just with other people around or just in a different scenery, which I don't really see why you would want that. If you're traveling, you should want to experience not only the physical features of the land, but the culture, meaning the people, the music, being in their home, not just, oh, there's a beach or oh, there's different things outside. That's not really what traveling should be about. It should be about getting to know other people as well as the environment. So, another thing too, knowledgeable of the food and what's in the food. I know people with, pretty severe like nut allergies and they've had a lot of problems going into different countries because they're unaware of how frequent ingredients are used. So especially I know someone who's allergic to gluten, and I didn't realize how much gluten is literally in everything. And so you got to be knowledgeable of the food and what ingredients they're using and what types of products they're using and how they're getting, their meat. If you're, you have allergies or you have problems like that, it's really good to be knowledgeable of what these people are using and what's common in the area. Obviously, don't drink the water, buying bottled water. The prongs, if you're in a hotel, like your outlets, whoa, be mindful of electrical currents and all of your technology, really, like your roaming charges. You need to make sure you get it straight with, your cellular company. You need to make sure that you have the right money. Do not run out of money. And depending on where you're going, you don't know if there's going to be an ATM. You don't know if it's safe to use the ATM. Really be mindful and be, careful. And if you're going in a group, you need to stay in that group. I can't tell you how many times people want to go off and you want to do other things. You need to stay together. You need to stay with your group. And just between you and I guess whoever you meet in another country, Americans, at least the feedback that I've gotten, we don't know how to treat people from other cultures. I think sometimes, we're not as knowledgeable of the fact that, things are very different in other parts of the world, and that is okay. It's okay. It's okay for things to be different, but you're going to their country, you're going to somebody else's home, you need to respect them. you know. And if I was going somewhere for over a week, I would want to talk to people from that country, from that area, just to know some of, or do at least a little bit of research of culturally what's acceptable. Is it acceptable for women to walk up to men and, you know, hang out or be out with men doing activities? Is it acceptable for, you know, hugging, public displays of affection? I cannot tell you how many countries it's not seen as being an acceptable thing. And those are things that you need to know. You need to know how you're expected to treat people older than you, people maybe that make more money than you, or people that are higher up than you in some class, or not even out of like in a negative way, just culturally what is sort of what is done. And it's important to like take that second, you know, to do some research before you travel, not just about what you need to be physically wearing or what you need to look like or how certain things should look. You know, be culturally aware as well of how you speak, who you speak to, your tone of voice, your eye contact. Things are important. You know, if you're going to another country, you want to experience it in the best way that you can. Am I? This is a headband, so I'm such a fidgeter. But okay, you want to, you know, be mindful of my elephant. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Elephant. You want to be mindful of how you treat other people and how other people perceive you. And so taking, you know, a step back and really getting some research and really learning about the culture and the people where you're going. I can't tell you how important that is. And just maybe talking to people, even in the hotel, and just asking. Don't be afraid to ask a lot of questions. I know, you know, some people, you get nervous or you don't want to offend someone by asking, but it really is sometimes better to pull someone aside and just ask what's acceptable and what isn't. You know, so that you can have a good and meaningful stay and be respectful to people and abide by their culture so that you can have the best stay possible. So don't forget, click that like button, subscribe to this channel, comment down below videos you want to see about traveling or about anything. Traveling is definitely a passion of mine. It's something I want to do. It's something I plan to do. So please comment down below on any advice that you can give to people who want to travel, or and even me. So click that subscribe button.